And my country supports it because after the end of the Second World War, Germans experienced, thanks to the help of the United States, how important it is to take perpetrators of crimes against humanity to justice, to compensate victims, and to contribute to reconciliation of victims and perpetrators. This process may be painful, but it's very necessary for the future of a sound and viable society. Also, the main perpetrators of Nazi crime were taken to trial almost or even more than 60 years ago in the Nuremberg trials. The process of dealing with all aspects of the atrocities and injustice of the Nazi regime has still not come to an end in Germany. I do it because it shows for me that the past will not just vanish. History will not just go away, and you can't run away from it. Injustices have to be faced and dealt with in an appropriate way. Otherwise, if you don't do it, they will pop up, they will stir trouble again and prevent national healing and cohesion.
I am supposed to talk to you more particularly about Kenya's cooperation with the International Criminal Court and the possibilities of establishing a local mechanism in Kenya that would be able to deal with the post-election violence. Because if the ICC at The Hague was going to deal with some of the suspects, and Mr. Campo has made it clear, and even in New York, he did again point out that it probably may be dealing with 2 cases involving 6 to 10 people. About 3 months ago, again, another agreement was signed between the government of Kenya and the International Criminal Court, and the court was represented by the registrar of that court, enabling the International Criminal Court to do its work, do its investigations without any hindrance. At the beginning, there were people who were opposed to a local tribunal, and they said, don't be vague, go to The Hague, because they thought that process was going to take a long time, 10 years, 20 years. Now, a year or 2 down the line, the people who were opposed to the local tribunal are now saying, we want a local tribunal. It is too late, knowing very well that some of the suspects may be people in government who have a lot of clout, and without pressure coming from you as members of the public and the media, I can see a situation where we fall back on our commitments to the International Criminal Court. A bill by Honorable Manyara is still alive, and we can still establish a local tribunal. And a local tribunal within the framework that was spelled out by Judge Waki or Judge Waki's commission, which required that we should have some elements of foreign participation, have a foreign judges, probably a foreign prosecutor. Probably that is the alternative that is still attractive. And now I think it is possible, if my arguments can hold, that we can have a local tribunal without having to amend the Constitution. Whatever we do with the TJRC is not going to work. That body, as presently constituted, is not going to be able to achieve its statutory objectives. And in my view, it should be disbanded. And if possible, if all the players can come back together again, we may be able to craft a new TJRC.